Instead of wasting your coin on all of these slot machines, why not lock in and try a sports lineup? Time to crush.
YouTube faithful, we made it to Flex Friday, baby. The 20-inch pythons. How you doing? Let's kick it off with some MLB, a splash of WNBA, see what we can find. We do got free Flex Fridays. We got Parlay Play Boost. We got Chalkboard Anchor Drops. We got it all. Got a couple of new promotions on Underdog. We're going to wrap it up, talk about it, put a bow on it. We're going to run through here. Hopefully, you guys learned something. Guys, I hate to ask you, but please, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. Know your role and pay that toll. That is the toll that I ask you guys to pay. Okay? It doesn't cost you anything. I do appreciate it, comment guy. I understand a lot of you guys may be seeing this channel for the first time. You're like, who the heck is this guy with the pink golf shirt? Well, listen, let me tell you. Let me talk to you for a second, if you will. I cover all the sports, data-driven plays, analytical plays. I teach a winning process. That is my passion and calling, and I hope that you can learn something along the way, whether it's through the live streams, the YouTube videos, my data model tools, anything and everything. But again, I'm glad to have you around. Let's see what we can do. Now, the first thing I want to discuss today, guys, is this. I know yesterday was rough for a lot of you, and the Rockies sold, the hitters sold because Rodriguez pitched a masterclass. Scooby-Doo, pat, sold. He only got 3 Ks. Listen, you could have told me Scooby was going to pitch 7 innings, and I would have put the house on him at least getting 7 Ks if he pitches 7 innings versus the Twins. I would have, but it just didn't go our way. So you just have to be prepared for it, which is why I tell you guys, bankroll management is paramount. It doesn't matter who you are, what your bankroll is. You need to find the sweet spot where you bet just enough to where it gives you a fun, exciting sweat, but not enough to where if you lose, it's going to cause you to clench cheeks and stress and anxiety all night, man. That's what I'm telling you guys. You got to lock in how you fit in. Now, I'm going to go through a real quick recap of yesterday, okay? So you can see I have people in here, like I told you guys on yesterday's tube. You can throw the whole daily prop list, live stream, generally. You don't want Discord. You can throw it all away. Just pay the $25 for the tools that I created, and you're going to have long-term success. It's that simple. Look at all these guys talking about, oh, I did this with the tools. I did this with that. There's people winning in here each and every day using the tools that I have provided. Period. Even when I don't win, they can win via the tools. Jackie says, all from crushed bats. Look at all these guys. I didn't go over any of them. He 11x'd his money, and I went over Corbin, but he used the model and made his own lineup, and that's what it's all about, dude. You don't need me to hold your hand. Yes, I give you my plays, I give you my slips, but I'm telling you, I will be here to teach you the process and give you the tools to succeed. You put them into motion, and you're gonna crush. Period. Trap County says, not gonna lie, that pitcher site is goated. He took Luzardo, he took Scherzer, and he took Rodriguez. And I talked about Rodriguez. He was in the same spot with the Rockies 4 days ago. He sold. Everybody's like, no. Now he's in a prime spot to go yard, and he did. 6 Ks. That's just how it is with MLB, guys. So you just have to keep that in mind. Yesterday, overall, I took an L because I had a lot of game stacks with the Rockies. I had Tovar and everything. I had Marte and Goodman. I had Marte and Carroll, but I also had them stacked with Tovar and Goodman, so I lost. I also had significant exposure to Scooby. It happens. Here's another guy. Model sheet plus crushed bats secured a W. 25x. Okay, some of these I went over. Tommy Seguno, Luzardo, Rodriguez, but he filled in the rest using the tools that I've provided, which is why I built them, to eliminate the stress on my shoulders and give you guys what I use to make my reads. I programmed them. I put them together. Use them. You'll be long-term successful. And we are going to use them today to make our lineups. Before I talk about MLB, we're going to talk about WNBA. Now you can see there's a bunch of promos for the WNBA. They have Nika Aguamike points, rebounds, Chelsea Gray's assists. They had a few others up here, but I guess they're gone. But the two WNBA players that I want you guys to look at, Alyssa Thomas. She is the only one that's immune from all the rules. There's no she's due. There's no she's bounced back. She's just consistently here. She's constantly crushing. Now in the court, I post a base model for MLB, which is an addition to the Crush Bats tools. And I also post a WNBA base model. You can see it's in a PDF format. You download it and open it up, and here you go. You have all the predictions and projections for these people. Okay, it's there every time there's a WNBA slate. I put it out there for you. Now, Alyssa Thomas projects for 43 fantasy points, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 turnovers. So 17 points. So we go back over here to ParlayPlay and we see 14.5. We're getting a 3-point differential. Those are the ones I target, fam. I don't need to know anything else. My model bakes in the matchup or last 5 or last 10 or last 20, the points implied total for both teams, the DVP, all of it is calculated into that model. So we know it's a good play because we're getting a 3-point differential. We're getting an elite payout. Listen, if she sells, she sells. Can she not get 15 points? Sure. She could just go RA happy, which is why it opens the door for her fantasy score here at 42. It's a 1-point differential. Not as good, but you can take it and it doesn't pay as much. Okay, it's a little bit less of a payout, but it's still good. Her PRA goblin at 29.5. This is 100% nuke worthy if you wanted to. Her full line's a little high for her 33.5, but listen, 29.5 PRA, 14.5 points, and fantasy score. And then over on PrizePicks, you could take her over 3 turnovers if you wanted to. She has been protecting the ball a lot lately. She's due to get 4 turnovers. She's projected for that. That's up to you. Her field goals attempted, it used to be as high as 14. It used to be a wagon. It's kind of cooled off a little bit. You could go to her RA at 18. She only had 13 last time. I believe it was a blowout. There's so many different options here. She's facing the former champ. She should want to turn up. I'm not fading Alyssa Thomas today. It's going to be her fantasy score, her PRA at 29.5, her points at 14.5. Any of those are fine. Okay, that's the first person that I want you to look at for WNBA. Number 2 is Paige. Keeping it ABC simple, 14.5 points. 2 stinkers in a row by her standard, 16 and 17. I believe one of those was a blowout. She's projected for almost 20 points tonight. 39 fantasy points and 20 points, 4 rebounds and 5 assists. 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Opened the door for her 9.5 RA. Her points projected for 20 and 39. Now, granted, these are just projections. It doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but this is, if you follow this stuff, your ROI is going to be 5% on the long run. It's already proven. So Paige at 14.5 points is fine. If you want to take the full shebang at 19.5, that would be fine as well. I kind of don't like taking her to get the full 20. It's only half a point differential, so I would probably lean right here around 17.5. If you took these two together, look, it's 2x, not bad. Her fantasy score is a 3-point differential. You could go there as well, but you also have to account for she may just score, she may not get her RA, she may turn the ball over a lot. There's a lot of different variables. Now in the Dub Club, I have 3 or 4 other players actually that I have write-ups for as well, and the model is there for you guys to cook. Anything else we will go over on the live stream. Now we're going to talk about MLB. Okay, and we do have a mixed bag today. I told you guys in the Discord, Colin Rea over 4Ks. He's got 5. Green Bean. I told you to fade Ashcraft because the Pirates, even in tough matchups, they seem to perform when you least expect them to. Now there is a lot of quote-unquote studs on this slate, right? Right. DeGrom, Mackenzie Gore, Wheeler the Dealer, Louis Castillo, Framber Valdez. I mean, there's a who's who on here. And by the way, Discord faithful, what did I tell you about Charlie Morton? Did I not tell you under 6Ks? Did I not write it out that Charlie Morton was going to get bumped down to 5.5? Captain Crush knows ball. Why? Because I sit in this chair 7 days a week staring at these boards and I know what's what. It doesn't mean it's going to go green or red. I don't give a crap about that, comment guy. I care about closing line value, and if I'm getting it more often than not, I'm going to be profitable, papa. So Charlie Morton was at 6, now he's at 5.5. So if you took under 6, you could probably go over 5.5 now, but I'm not going there. Lewis Heel, and I'm not talking wrestling, comment guy. I'm talking the Yankees. I'm back in the sack. Louis Vuitton, let him cook. He's getting 5Ks today versus the Poverty Cardinals. I like him at 4.5 because I think he's going to land right on 5. And I'm going to take you over here to Crush Spat's pitcher side. Again, the tool that you get access to the moment you do sign up with my Discord/Dub Club. The only Discord that I know of that actually provides its audience with tools. Lower it down to 4.5 and let's see what we got. Not good, comment guy. Look at this. Only 40% chance he goes over 4.5 Ks. 2.5 earned runs, 53 hits allowed. Well, all of it's fade. But guess what? Limited 2025 data, less than 10 starts. It's pulling on his former data from 2024. It's calculating in the fact that the matchup isn't good. Strikeout wise, it's not. 7 and a 6. The league average is 8.5. But this is where you can make a gut call, which is what I do often. Okay, I take the data, but I also have a gut and I make gut calls. And I took Louis Heel to take 5 Ks today. Is my day going to depend on him? No, but I do think he's going to get 5 Ks versus the Cardinals. They're just not have been him. Now, you got guys like Louis Castillo that are at the lowest I've ever seen them, 4.5 Ks. But he's facing the Mets. We know they don't strike out a lot. That's going to be up to you to decide what's what there. Framber Valdez at 6.5 versus the Orioles. I think he's actually due to get a good game today. But I didn't go with the Ks. What I did for Valdez was I wanted his demon pitching outs at 18.5. He had 22, 18, 18, 21, 18. He eats innings. He's likely going to go 18. I couldn't find him at 17.5 anywhere. So if you can, that is the move. PrizePicks, unfortunately, they're forcing my hand at 18.5. Limited exposure, but I did want to talk about him. Also, you have guys like Mackenzie Gore and Zach Wheeler. Okay, these are the most popular guys on the slate. Zach Wheeler by a freaking country mile. 5.5 Ks, 7.5 Ks, 8 Ks. What's he going to do? Look at this man. Last 5 couldn't be greener. 7, 10, 8, 10, 6. His floor is pretty much 6 these days. I have no problem with you taking him to go over 5.5 Ks versus the Nats. None whatsoever. But just like Scooble, okay, the longer the season goes, these guys that are usually getting 7, 8, 9, 10 Ks, their arm gets tired over the course of that. They may be starting to experience regression. It happens. And Wheeler is due a stinker. Okay. He's been dealing since I can remember. He's due a stinker, but I do believe he can get 6 Ks in this spot. It's just too hard for him not to. And then you have the other side of that coin, Mackenzie Gore. He's actually been stinking for the longest. And then he finally had a good game, which by the way, I took over that day and he cashed. He got 10. Now he could either be right back on the upswing or he could be going right back on the downswing. That's up for you. But the combo's at 14, man. 14. There's multiple paths for them to get 14 Ks. Wheeler can get 10. Gore only would need to get 5 to go green. Or Wheeler could get 9. Gore gets 6. I mean, there's multiple paths. But honestly, I took less. Even though I told Spartan, dude, I really want to take more here. I do. I want to take more because it just feels like the spot. Everyone's going to be afraid of the studs after seeing them sell and sell and sell. And then this will be the spot. Everyone takes unders and then they go yard. So what I did was what you're looking at here. I took under on the combo and then I middled Gore and Wheeler and took over 5.5 for each. Now we're going to go run them both and I'm doing this so you guys can see. First we'll go with Gore. We'll run him at 5.5. You can see the matchup is not good. Their Phillies are harder to strike out, but the Phillies have been swinging at everything lately. And look at the head-to-heads. 18 outs, 6 Ks. He owns them historically. 6, 13, 9, but so did Scooble, and he failed. It doesn't mean much on the head-to-heads, especially when this is a totally different season. So we'll put his Ks at 5.5. You can put whatever you want. Click Crush It. It runs it 10,000 times, and you can see he only goes over 42% of the time. He's pretty much a fade on all counts. You should fade. Look, the recommendation, fade, fade, fade. Take less on 5.5 hits allowed. But I'm just fading the whole thing, except I did 1 at 5.5, and that is it, just in case. And it actually was 4.5. I didn't take it at 5.5. It was 4.5, and it paid virtually nothing. But that is just in case the combo does go over, I can at least make some of that coin back. His pitching out simulation for 16.3. His outs were at, well, this is Wheeler. His outs were at 17.5. And if you think that the Phillies are finally going to have a decent day, you could take under 17.5 outs. And look, they removed it. So you may ask yourself, why are you talking about all these guys? Which one do we take? Guys, I'm doing these videos to get you to learn how to dissect and think about the slate. This is how I approach the slate. I look at both sides of the coin. I look at both what can go right, what can go wrong. How do they get to 6? How do they not get to 6? And then I make an educated decision based on the data in front of us. So those are my takes on Mackenzie Gore. Now we're going to talk about Zach Wheeler. And he's also in a difficult matchup. 7.9, they strike out less than the league average, but they also get less hits. But look, he also owns the Nats. Last 5 head-to-head, 7, 8, 11, 6, 6. He hasn't gotten less than 6. It's very probable that he's going to get 6 strikeouts today. If you run it 10,000 times at 7.5, he goes over 41% of the time. Earned runs, 52%. Hits allowed, 30%. Walks, 37%. You would take avoid, take less. Okay? Now, if you put him all the way down to 5.5, it's 69% of the time he goes over in the simulation. Because remember, this runs it 10,000 times. It's a simulation. But look at the pitching outs. 18.9. He goes the distance, which is why I think his demon is also in play. And the fact that he hasn't gone over in a long time, 15, 18, 17, 17, 18, it's also telling me that he's due to go the distance. But again, if you could find it at 17.5, that is optimal. Now, the other side of this coin is if you think, man, the studs have been selling lately. They looks like they got dead arms, Scooble, Nathan Eovaldi, DeGrom, Valdez, whatever the case, man, they're tired. You could take less on the fantasy score because that is a high number. He is going to have to get at least 6 or 7 Ks to even come close to 41.5 fantasy score. 6 or 7 Ks, 18 outs, plus the quality start in the win. That's what it's going to take. You don't believe me? Let's do the math. 18 outs is 18 points. 6 Ks is 18 points. That's 36. Add the quality start, that's 40. That's not enough. They still have to win the game. That would put him at 46. Now that is assuming he doesn't give up any earned runs. He goes 18 outs and gets 6 Ks. Add in 3 earned runs, or even just 2, and he's back down to 40, even with the winning quality start, and he stays under, okay? This is a huge number. So that is how you do this as like a middling situation. You would take more on the Ks, and then you could take less for the full payout on his fantasy score, and you could literally cash both. He could get 6 Ks and still stay under, or he could chalk both. He could go over fantasy score by going 8 innings and only getting 5 Ks and not giving up any runs. I mean, that situation is very unlikely, but it is possible. Someone told me in chat his pitches allowed were at 95.5 on Better. I believe I have a promo code there. I don't really promote that much, but I do have a promo code. It is Crush. If you did want to use that, let me know. If it works, they will give you a deposit match. But 95.5, that's a 2-point differential. You could take over there and less there. He lands on 96, you middle, you win. But that is my opinion on Wheeler, but it's hard for me not to take him at 5.5. I did want to give you guys those. And then I'm going to talk about one more person today, which is Lucas Gio Lido facing the Miami Marlins at 5 Ks, question mark? No, I'm looking at his pitching outs today at 16.5. Now hear me out. Look at his pitches thrown. 97, 103, 101, 57, 98. This right here tells me he's going to have an extended leash as far as throwing pitches. So if he's hyper efficient, not even hyper, if he's just regularly efficient today, he should be able to get 17 pitching outs, which is 5.1 innings. Okay, so that means he makes it to the 5th inning, gets one person out, bang, he's green. He's facing the Marlins, he's at home. Boston has been shelling lately. He just had a terrible game versus San Diego, but like I said in the Dub Club, the Padres are trending up. They're clicking at the right time. That's a whole nother story, but this is a spot where he could bounce back. The Miami Marlins, he went almost a full game versus the Houston Astros. He has it in him. He's capable. So I think 16.5 pitching outs is fine. Now, if we go run him over here, you can see everything's a void too. There's just not really a lot of value here, but his pitching out 16.7. That leads 16.5. When it's close like this, I will go look at my base model. Like when it's all no clear value, avoid it all, which I post here in the Discord for you guys as well. And then you can look and see he's right here projecting for 5.4 innings, 91 pitches thrown, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and 5 hits allowed, and 2.5 earned runs. 5.4 innings pitched is pretty much 17 pitching outs. So when it's that close, I just go with it, guys. So that is my take on pitchers. I gave you the ones that I want to talk about. I have a full list posted in the Dub Club. We will go over more of them on the live stream today. There wasn't a live stream yesterday because it was a poverty slate and I had a meeting I couldn't avoid. But you can get in by going to CaptainCrush.net. Know your role. You get in for $25 a month before NFL season. You are locked into this rate for life until you unsub, obviously. But for NFL season, it does go to $35 a month. You click join now. You can get in, or you can backdoor by signing up with Underdog, Chalkboard, Sleeper, or ParlayPlay. And right now, Underdog, all you have to do is deposit with code CRUSH. They'll match you 50%. And if you play $5, you get $50. Absolutely solid as a rock there. But my favorite out of all of these is ParlayPlay because they just have multiple lines. When no one else has 1.5 Herbies, they have it 2.5. So you can just click join now, get in the mix. You get all my tools. The price of mission alone is worth the tools. Crushed Bats pitchers right here. You get Crushed Bats, crushonomics.com. You're granted access right away. Crushed Bats hitters right here. You're granted access all the way. And you can take any batter and run it. So we're going to look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Look at this wind direction. They're in an elite spot, just like yesterday. High point total, high tailwind. I mean, the ball's flying. Most of them, even when they didn't hit homers, it was going 340 feet. Marte cashed, Uriel cashed, Corbin Carroll cashed. Unfortunately, the Rockies sold, but I'm going right back to the well. I'm going to play roulette with the Diamondbacks, roulette with the Rockies, and I'm going to go from there. So make sure you check it out and you can get in and get that. You'll also get my daily props, access to the live streams, the Discord community chat, the role member slips, the most value in this industry, bar none. CaptainCrush.net. Get in the mix, comment guy. But we'll go back and run some of these hitters and then we'll build our lineup. So Corbin Carroll, Geraldo Perdomo, bro. I can't remember if he sold yesterday or not. I think he did. I know Uriel cashed, Marte cashed. I know Locklear sold. But let's just take a look at Marte again. You're going to see an insane projection. I already know. Bang! 1.4 hits, 95% confidence, 0.83 runs, 70%, 0.81 RBIs, 80%, 21% chance to go yarn. Switch hitter on righty. It depends on where he lines up. High barrel, strong hard hit, elite expected performance, high pitcher ERA, high pitcher whip. He's in the mix. We're just playing roulette. Cap, which one do I take? Buddy, when I tell you we're playing roulette, it means you pick 3 or 4 from the list that project well. Have you ever played roulette? You ask the dealer, I want $100 in chips. They give you 100 plastic ones, and most people just spread the board out on all their favorite numbers, and if one hits, bang! It's 30 to 1 or 33 to 1, depending on where you're playing. Sometimes it's 36 to 1. Just depends on the board. 90% of them are 36 to 1. But the point is, you can spread them around and hope that your number hits and still make a profit. You have to do it correctly and smartly, but that's that. Let's look at Corbin. Lefty versus righty, okay? Strong hard hit, elite expected performance, same metrics. 18% of a home run, 1.5 hits, 1.13 runs, 1.10 RBIs, but notice the confidence goes down, the higher the projection goes up. So Corbin Carroll is optimal over K-Tail Marte today. You can look at Uriel and go here, predict his stats. I had him yesterday. He went yard, 1.22, 0.76 runs, 0.8 RBIs. It gives you the projections. Righty on righty, challenging, but still. And then we can check the Rockies side of it, which yesterday, I will tell you, Tovar sold me. So did Goodman. It was Farmer and somebody else that went yard, Tyler Freeman, but I'm going right back to Ezekiel. I don't care. Why? Because I bet within my bankroll parameters, guys. You need to be doing that. If he sells you, he sells you. You make the right reads day in and day out, and eventually you're going to be in the green. I'm up over 1,000 units in MLB this season. That is not hyperbole either. It's fact. Ask in the comment, the Discord, 1,000 units in MLB this season. Why? Because I don't care if I win or lose today. I'm going right back to what I know is right with the data and the stats, and I'm grinding it out. I'm moving on to the next slate. Look at Tovar today. 92% chance he gets a hit. You don't have to take 1.5 Herbie, 2.5 Herbie. Fantasy score. Just take half a hit. I won't begrudge you. 22% chance of a home run. He went 0 for 4 yesterday. Is he going to go 0 for 10? 0 for 9? Righty on righty. Brandon Pfaadt, he could get shelled. He could deal. Crush Bats likes Pfaadt to get his case today. Also likes him to get his earned runs. I don't know what Brandon's going to show up today. I really don't. He's due a master class. I know that. Hunter Goodman. Let's take a look at Goodman. 1.2, 89%. 0.7 runs, 55%. 0.68 RBIs, 63%. Not really projecting that well. So I'll probably just stick to Tovar today. Goodman did get a single yesterday. And then if we look at Tyler Freeman, he doesn't project that well either. His hits do. They all should be getting at least a hit, but you have to choose. And if you don't want to take the Rockies side, don't. Just take the Diamondbacks. You don't have to take the Rockies. That's a choice that I made. Just take the Diamondbacks. Marte, Corbin, and those guys, they're light years better than the Rockies hitters, so just do that. And you can choose any game here you want to dissect. I don't have time to do it all on here. I told you guys Schwarber yesterday, he cashed. J-Rod yesterday cashed. Gunnar Henderson. I mean, this is why I built this, so you guys can go through and find which ones you like. And we discuss them all in the live stream as well. Man, the video is probably super long today. Sorry about that. Well, so we're going to take all this information that we gathered and we're going to make a lineup. So Alyssa Thomas, 29.5 PRA or her points. Paige, 17.5 points. That would pay 2x right there. Not bad. And those are both goblins. And then MLB, there's one man that I forgot to talk about. Yarny Auto Parts. I'm riding this train till I'm forced off by a freaking hammer. You're either the hammer or the nail, and I'm riding Ohtani. He's rival game at home. He had a full day of rest. The man's on a generational run. I'm going to ride this train until the cows come home. His fantasy score, because he has so much freaking equity with a stolen base, he gets walked, he can hit a dinger. I mean, he just has too much equity for me to fade. He's going in the mix. If you don't like him, fade him, Papa. I won't begrudge you a bit. It's your call, comment guy. But that's what I'm going to do with Oyarny. Then I'm going to go to Corbin. and I'm going to take him. 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Wow. 1.6x. What's his fantasy score? Watch it be something crazy. 10.5 going, yo! If he hits a 2-run double, he's still not green. That's crazy talk. I mean, that's crazy talk, comment guy, but what are we going to do? 2.5 hits, runs, RBI. Let's look at Uriel. Maybe his is a little lower. Better payout. Oh, yeah, comment guy. 2.5 hits, runs, ribbies for him. And 9.5 fantasy score. Well, do we want to go with Corbin or him? Comment guy. Considering the payout, I'm probably going to go with Junior because his is 1.6 and his fantasy score is 9.5. I do like Corbin better though, and he projects a little bit better, but this is just such a better payout. 6x as opposed to, what was it with Corbin? Let me go back. Man, I'm sweating ballistic in here. Well, it's actually not that big of a difference. Wow. Well, it's actually a negligible difference. Well, you can pick and choose. I already have one with Corbin, so I'll just put him in this one. Why not? And then you got these 4 right here, and then you could take Gio. That would pay 11x. So $100 to win 1,000. I just put that in. You can tail if you want. Mix and match it how you want. This could literally be complete chalk. Or it could be complete cash. I don't know, comment guy. So use promo code CRUSH on ParlayPlay. Free square, 30 days of the cord, which gives you all the tools. Just send me the email and the deposit match. I'm going to make one more lineup and we're out of here. And as far as my Flex Friday is concerned, I'm going to be taking the demons for the hitters that I like today and just pray that it hits. That's literally my plan. I'm going to take, for this though, I'm going to take O'Yarny here. I'm going to take Corbin Carroll's fantasy down here. Do they have Marte at 1.5 bases? Yep. 1.4. Wow, that's only 3.9x with a 3. What? I gotta take this dude to get 3 bases for the full payout? Get out of town, Papa. Get out of town. I guess if I take his fantasy score, still 5. That's crazy. The MLB correlation is crazy. So you pretty much have to pick one, Corbin or Marte. I'm just gonna take Marte. I already have Corbin in another one. I'm gonna take Marte. All right, if you take his hits, runs, RBIs, it's 2.75x. That's not bad. Or you could take his fantasy score, but it's at 12. That means if he hits a 2-run double, it's not green. It's not green. It'll literally be at 9. I mean, think about that. But he will cash his 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs, so I'm going to take that. But he does have walk equity, and then he could hook you on the 2.5 hits, runs, RBI. It's tough. But if he hits a dinger, they're both green. So you have that to consider. It's crazy, right? It's cinema is what it is. But Ohtani's a different beast because he has definitely walk upside, definitely stolen base upside. I don't know. Should we just take fantasy score on all of them? We'll just take the 2.5 Herbie and pray that he doesn't get walked today. I mean, I guess that's the move. This could be the nuke right here for 1,500. The 2-hitter nukes. Then you could throw in some of the Rockies if you're playing roulette or some of the pitchers. Or you could throw in the WNBA. Thomas, Alicia Gray, I didn't talk about her, but she projects well. I think I'm going to throw her in this one. And then I guess Thomas, 14.5 points and ride it. The GOATs in their industry. There it is. We nuked. I don't want you guys nuking, okay? You don't get to nuke. 2% of your bankroll at any given time. You don't believe me? Search in Google. You should never have more than 2% of your bankroll in at any given time, guys, okay? The most you should be betting is probably $10 to $15 for 90% of you watching this video. Do it to where you have fun and it doesn't hurt you if you use. Again, promo code CRUSH. You can tail these 4. I'm also going to take Marte and Ohtani, just them alone. And look, in this time, they bumped Lucas Gio, the Jello man, because why wouldn't they? Captain Crush gives value. That's what I do, Papa. But let's go find Ohtani and Marte, and there's plenty of other hitters that we're going to look at on the live stream today. Look, 2.75x, little crispy 825 if it cashes. All right, we're in the mix. So guys, live stream, the live stream's probably going to be early today, but 5:30 Central, yeah, that's when we'll run it. I want to leave you with this, okay? I was talking to somebody about this in the Discord earlier today because they don't seem to have a concept of money. I charge $25 a month for my tools and services. And if anyone thinks, oh, well, that's too much, how are you doing that? I make my money on volume, hundreds of subscribers. I want to show you guys what actually $25 will buy you in a grocery store. This is Publix. They're known in the South, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, whatever. That is one of their main chains, one of the best chains, in my opinion. All right. A box of mini wheats, $9 today. 15, 16-ounce beers, $25.49. That, I mean, just look at what actual money buys. A 24-pack of water, $6. Mayonnaise, Miracle Whip, $8. $8 for a box of Apple Jacks. Purex, $9. Sure, they give you the buy one, get one, but still, $9. So if you buy one of those and a box of mini wheats, you're at 17. Add in the tax, you're at 20. The gas to get there, 21. Throw in some waters, and you're at 26. You have to have a percentage perception on what money is, okay? And when you're not willing to invest in your hobby, whether it's my tool, someone else's, or an app like PickFinder or Outlier, you can use code CRUSH and get discounts. If you're too cheap to do that, you shouldn't be betting, guys. $15 for a pack of bacon. I mean, what? And some of you guys be, oh, well, this is great. Guys, this is one of the biggest food chains in the country. And it's the same with Kroger, Bilo, Homeland, you name it, it's the same. Sure, you can get it a little cheaper at Walmart, which as you can see here, they charge $5 for the same box, $3 less, but you're also buying from Walmart and you're not getting buy one free like you would there. So it's $5 for a box of this. So let's just cook a breakfast up, all right? Let Captain Crush cook real quick. And for those of you to be like, why are you doing this? Because some of you guys have no idea. You're young, you're 18 to 20, you have no idea how little or how much money actually is. It's like I always tell you guys, $5 is nothing in this economy, period. But if you don't have it, it might as well be $1 million. Okay, that is how money works. It's all relative. Same thing with 25. Same thing with 2,500. $2,500 is nothing. I literally have that in a backpack over here just for when I go play poker. But if you don't have access to it, it might as well be $1 million. That is how money works. It's all about value though. And I don't want anyone to ever say Captain Crush didn't provide me value, because I always will provide you guys value. Let's look at Coke. Say you want to have some Coke, $6 for 8 12-ounce bottles. All right. We got to have the milk. Let's throw in a gallon of milk. We got that. And then I like to have bacon and sausage in the morning. My wife cooked me sausage, eggs, and pancakes this morning. God bless her. She cooked. Literally, it was delicious. And this is the cheap bacon. We don't do this cheap bacon here. Where's the bacon that we get, babe? Right here. This bacon is solid. Add that. All right. So we got bacon, milk, cereal, and some Cokes. And let's go to checkout. All right. So Coke, milk. We're getting a deal on the Apple Jacks, and then the bacon. Now, the Coca-Cola, I don't even really drink soda, but a lot of people do, so I put it in there. Me personally, I would get coffees or Red Bulls, but whatever. But here's the point, comment guy. $24.16, estimated total $31 once you add in the taxes, delivery fees, and anything else that is here. And this is all you're getting. A gallon of milk, bacon, and a box of Apple Jacks and Coke, okay? Same price. And you're getting way more value for your hobby. I'm providing way more value here. That is the moral of the story. I appreciate you tuning in. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.